So the first type of minor error that we're going to look at is called conjunction pairs. And certain words have to be followed by certain conjunctions. On your sheet, you have a list of the top conjunction pairs that are tested on the SAT. So the first two are neither and then nor, and either and then or. A lot of times on the SAT, you'll see a question that puts neither this or that. And that is absolutely wrong. Anytime you see the word neither, you should automatically be thinking, where's the word nor? Because it has to be there. Otherwise, there's a grammar error in the sentence. Same thing with either. Many times on the SAT, they'll put the word either and follow it with the word and, which is totally wrong. So if you ever see either and, you know that it's wrong, and it has to be either or. Then we get into a couple of the others. Both and between always have to be followed by the word and. So I like both this and that. It can't be both this or that. And between, it also has to be followed with and. So I am deciding between this and that. They'll also put or after between a lot of the times in order to trick you. But just remember, both between, they both start with B, they have to be followed with and. Then you have something that we talked about in sentence completions because it's a trigger. So if you see the words not only in the first clause of a sentence, there has to be two words in the second part of the sentence. And those two words are but also. So not only am I a fantastic saxophone player, but I am also a great singer. If you have not only, you don't necessarily have to have but also right next to each other, but those two words have to be somewhere in the second clause of the sentence. Then our next word is as and as. So as is a comparison word, and if you use it, it has to be followed by another as. So for example, if you have a sentence that says, I am as smart as my brother. A lot of times what they do is put in the word than, because we're thinking, oh, than is a comparison word, that's totally fine, but it's not. So anytime you see the word as, you need to be looking for your second as in order for that to be grammatically correct. Our last conjunction pair is the word just as and then so. Now this is extremely esoteric, which is an SAT vocab word if you don't know it. It means known only to few. And you probably will never use this, and even more likely you won't really read this that much because it's not often used, but the SAT does like to throw it in there from time and time again. So if you see the words just as at the start of a sentence, the second clause of that sentence must start with so. It sounds a little strange, but it's just one of those pairs that you need to memorize. So this would be a great thing to put on an index card because it's probably something that you haven't heard before. So for example, if you have a sentence like, just as the United States has baseball, so England has cricket. So it's one of those comparisons of similarities. So it's bringing up a similarity. So just as the US has baseball, so the England or the United Kingdom has cricket. And it's showing a similarity there or a connection.